The anti-Ruto euphoria is slowly gaining momentum, and it will be unstoppable. After a year later, after Murang'a Senator Betty Maina created Ruto rendition on how Mount Kenya will wake up early and vote for William Ruto, the tide is changing. But I need to first get this song by Betty Maina. The meaning of that song was, we will wake up, and she was urging Mount Kenya voters, and the voters in that event, to wake up early so that they can vote for William Ruto. Now the tables seems to be turning, and another counter or the opposite of that rendition is out. I want you to listen to this song. It was done, this rendition was done in an event in Mount Kenya over the weekend, and its meaning is opposite of what Betty Maina was singing. You know, it's saying we will wake up early to Katoe Ruto. This is the same thing that was saying last year, we'll wake up early to Kaweke Ruto. So these are William Ruto's voters, people that supported, people that defied Uhuru Kenyatta's voice on supporting Raila Odinga so that they could support William Ruto. I want to make some few observations of the latest video. One thing, pay attention to the fact that that event was a closed event that was happening in a hall. And of course you can see the white shirts were actually dominant there. You can see some cameras in that room. Of course, that means there is the presence of media there. And you can also see that there is even a banner there. So this is an organized event. And if it's an event and it has both the youth and the elderly. It was not just an event for the young people. It had everyone there. And you will also realize that for such a song to be done in that event, then you may need to, even if you didn't attend, what kind of event was that? It is very clear, number one, that was a political event. And if it is a political event, then a politician is involved. I don't think that was some baraza. That was not a church choir. That was not, that was an event that was organized by someone that mobilized the people there. And even if the topic, someone can think about any topic, the topic centered around politics, or rather William Ruto politics. Let me take you to, and let me show you this other video. The summary of the Kenyan problem is summarized by this Bumula member of parliament, who has been warning William Ruto that what he is doing itamramba.
Hii maneno Ruto anafanya hii. Mimi naona 2027 itaisha mbaya. Kwa sababu uliambia watu mama mboga utawainua. Boda boda utawainua. Kitu ya kwanza ukiingia kwa ofisi unapandisha mafuta. Mlikuwa mnasema Raila na handshake, Uhuru ndiye naharibu mafuta. Wewe mwenyewe rais ukasema kuna cartels katika Ministry of Energy. Wakati uliingia All CEOs wa energy ni wa kutoka jamii yako. Hasa hao ndio wanafanya biashara na Gulf. Kwanza mkatupatia sarakasi ati government to government. Ati serikali ya Kenya imeenda Uarabuni inanunua mafuta, government to government, mafuta itakuwa bei nafuu. Kumbe ilikuwa porojo ya kukula pesa. Hiyo pesa paka saa hii hakuna mtu ametuambia ilikuwaje. Bei ya mafuta inaenda na serikali haijali. Saa hii tunaambiwa hata leo headline ya gazeti. Hii maneno Waarabu. Serikali ya Kenya, hiyo Ministry of Energy inaiba pesa na Waarabu. Wanafanya deals. Hao kwa sababu ni watu wa jamii yenu wanafanya deals, hakuna mtu anaguza. Waluya wetu hii kina Chiloba kidogo tu nasema amefutwa kazi. Na wale wezi wako Ministry ya Energy hakuna mtu anashughulika na hiyo. Sasa ndio mimi nauliza nyinyi watu wa Western, akili yetu.
Yes. And I know very well that there is an attempt by those in government to project an impossibility of William Ruto serving one term. And that's why you hear that narrative of, we defeated you when you had the deep state, you had all the powers and you had the president. This time round, how are you going to defeat us if we are in government? And that is normally a scare narrative to show voters that indeed it's difficult. And of course I can tell you it's a narrative that is used to make the Raila voters, or rather those opposition voters, to shy away even from participating in that process because it seems it's impossible to change regime. The question that Kenyans will ask is, are they ready to change the regime? Are they willing to change the leadership of this country? Because that is the big question. If Kenyans will be ready, I want to believe that it will be unstoppable. There are forces behind anti-Ruto euphoria, but the enemy is not anywhere else. The enemy is within. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell and like our videos. Thank you very much for your support in this podcast. Kindly, as we head to 60,000 subscribers, I still want to say thank you. I just yesterday I did a video here about the gentleman that I wanted us to help, who was looking for 6,000, and I saw his call 17 minutes ago. So I just want to ask him. Let's just allow us ask him here. How far is it? Oh, he's busy. So maybe I'll look for him towards the end of this video to ask him how far we've gotten with what he needed. So ladies and gentlemen, there are some anti-Ruto forces and the enemy is within. Ruto's Kenya Kwanza problem is just summarized with these three, especially in Kenya. Number one, there is a failure, and Kenya Kwanza has failed to strike a balance between long-term and short-term goals. They have failed because what's happening, there is an attempt to project an ambitious plan that Kenya Kwanza is going to revive the economy. And government machinery and government resources is being used to tell the public that Ruto is going to revive the economy. And it's been simplified by one statement that we will subsidize production and not consumption. That's what being told. That's what we are being told. But the price of petrol is going high. And the problem here is this, that Kenya Kwanza has failed to know that even as it will take you 2 to 3 years to revive the economy, there is short term, there is that which you need to achieve now. There are things like, we are now introducing taxation, some levy on Huduma centers. I'm like, even if we want, we are introducing taxes once. And all these taxes are withdrawing money from people's pockets. So we have a long-term goal of reviving the economy. But what we are doing in the meantime, we are a bit insensitive to the fact that the population is suffering. And what the government is telling the population is that persevere, things are going to be good. But even perseverance has a limit. There is a breaking point. And I agree with those who say that a revolution is actually going on, and this time around it will not be televised. The second problem Kenya Kwanza is suffering, leaders even in Kenya Kwanza are shying away from defending government on the cost of living. The last parliamentary group meeting by Kenya Kwanza came up with a proposal that leaders will go to those other areas and explain to Kenyans and defend government on the backlash that they are suffering, the backlash that the government is facing on the cost of living. Now, the other day someone was asking, and Didymus Baraza was asking, what is the role of the Secretary General of UDA party? They're supposed to defend the government, the ruling party, and the government policies. But they are busy sensitizing how more Kenyans can join UDA than explaining to them. And even in Mount Kenya, people they're no longer defending William Ruto on what's going on, because they realize that if you try to defend, you might even lose your seat, because the public will see you as an enemy, as their enemy. So that has become a problem that no one wants to defend. Lastly, the Kenyan media station, and in Mount Kenya specifically, their focus, the Mount Kenya media is covering two areas: politics and economy of the region. They are reminding the voters, and they are reporting as it is. I was asking them, and I remember some lady telling me, wow, wanaweka venye iko. If there is something, they're reporting it as it is. They're bringing these leaders, and they're actually informing the population what was promised. And the same tool is actually telling the people whether William Ruto is delivering. And that is why I can tell you that anti-Ruto euphoria is something that cannot be wished away. And any attempt to do it, that song, that tradition, is a very clear sign that things might not be very easy. And especially for William Ruto. I want us to talk to that gentleman and ask him, hey brother Eddie, habari, how far? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. So how much is remaining? Yes, guys. So Eddie has remained. We wanted 6K to pay his rent. He has gotten 37, but kuna ingine ametumia. I think he has told me he spent another 1,000 doing something. So he's remained with 1,000. Najua mambo ni ngumu. He's remained with 3,000. So I hope tomorrow nikimpigia atakuwa amepata that 3,000. Tumsaidie tu, I'm pinning the number there, and kindly let's make sure. Let's try this. And I believe that by tomorrow it will be achieved. Asante. Aya.